everyone, it's yours cousin, Kitwana. Do you remember that moment back in 1993? You were probably still a child when you were at the movie theater and watched a movie about a dinosaur-themed wildlife park located off the coast of Costa Rica, known as Jurassic Park. Suddenly, things went very wrong, and what followed was one of the most famous moments, probably the most famous moment ever in cinematography. A certain creature broke out of its habitat after a power outage that eliminated a 10,000 volts security fence, and with a deafening roar and earth-shattering steps, the Tyrannosaurus Rex broke out of its habitat, attacking the tour vehicles touring the park. Both fascinating and terrifying at the same time, the Tyrannosaurus Rex quickly became a favorite with hundreds of millions of kids and adults alike around the world, and was soon to be found in every children's bedroom toy box, including mine. I still remember very well when the first Jurassic Park toys released 27 years ago now, back in 1993, and to me, all the toys depicting the dinosaurs had to look as closely and as accurate as possible to their real counterparts that I saw in the movie, and became so much fascinated with it, especially, of course, T-Rex, the big star of them all. My fascination with dinosaurs, and especially the real big ones like T-Rex and Spinosaurus and the likes, began to grow and grow more and more over the years with movies such as The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3 that followed soon after. And I began studying and admiring especially the T-Rex in each and every detail. And when I learned how the animatronic T-Rex in Jurassic Park in the first movie was brought to life, then I knew then I had a very special goal in my life. For those of you who do not know, the original 45-foot animatronic T-Rex that was seen in the attack scene in Jurassic Park was created using a 5th scale maquette that was created by the Stan Winston Studios. And because there, back in 1993, there wasn't any fancy 3D printers or computers that could generate a CGI version of a dinosaur, they started out first with a 5th scale maquette, and then from there they enlarged each and every part, each and every detail of the T-Rex to the fully grown 45-foot model that weighed 9,000 pounds, and which was ultimately used to portray the T-Rex in Jurassic Park. Now, over the years there have been, of course, many cool T-Rex toys, such as the one I'm holding in my hands here, the Thrasher T-Rex from 1997, when The Lost World was in theaters around the world. And of course there were many big T-Rex toys, but one dream remained unfulfilled until the Jurassic franchise gained some new traction this decade with the release of Jurassic World, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and a third movie coming up in 2021, Jurassic World Dominion. And that was the time when a small Texas-based collectibles design studio picked up the Jurassic license from the Universal Studios and started creating high-end dinosaur collectible statues of varying sizes, including many T-Rex statues. And ultimately it led up to creating head busts in 5th scale of the T-Rex, a detailed head bust with all the details of the original Stan Winston maquette, and from there it was only a small, or shall I still call it, big step to a full-body maquette of the T-Rex, and you won't believe it, they eventually made that dream of many collectors to become true, and they created a full-body 5th scale Tyrannosaurus Rex maquette, limited to 100 pieces worldwide, and since today I am the proud owner of one of these maquettes, and you can see it right here beside me. And take a look at this beautiful beast. This is truly a dream come true, and took 3 years from the order date until it arrived here at my place. Obviously, manufacturing such a big and high-end collectible was quite a challenge. I remember Chronicle had to change factories in China, and then of course the COVID-19 pandemic came in between too, but now it's finally here, and I'm so proud of it to own a piece of cinematographic history. And it's the special thing about it is that it is really exactly an exact replica of the original Stan Winston maquettes. So they took it as a reference. They probably scanned each and every detail of the original maquette to create this stunning piece. So without further ado, let's take a close look at this ferocious beast that roared at us back in 1993 and that we all remember and appreciate so much. So I'm going to take the camera off the tripod, and I'm going to provide you some detailed close-up shots of this monster. Okay, so let me make that clear again. What we have here is nothing less than the exact replica of the Stan Winston 5th scale maquette that was used for production of the first Jurassic Park movie back in 1993. So this T-Rex has the exact proportions of what we saw in the movie. And even though the paint job is a bit different from the final animatronic full-size Tyrannosaurus Rex, this really doesn't bother me too much. The main important thing is that it is an exact replica of the design of the Stan Winston Studios maquette. And that's also why the pose is a bit boring. But it's exactly the point, it's exactly like the maquette. Let's go close to the head, which is, the head alone is around 12 inches long. You can see these fantastic eyes, looks like glass eyes or some kind of acrylic material. Same goes for the teeth. These are almost a bit too transparent under certain lighting conditions, but still really awesome. You can see each tooth has a different length, just like on a real-life Tyrannosaurus Rex. And you can see the spots that many complained on. I'm not a big fan either, but they're also not bothering me too much. Really, like I said, the main thing is that this is the original maquette. And let me pan across the body of this unique statue, which depicts Rexy as seen in the first Jurassic Park movie, the female Tyrannosaurus Rex from the famous attack scene. Here we have the her arms. The claws are also made of a different material than the main body. It's also a similar material that the teeth are made of. And until today, no one really knows what purpose the arms on a T-Rex served. Take a look at the body. You can see the muscles, the ribs shining through. This is excellent sculpting. And got some stripes on top. Really similar to the Thrasher T-Rex toy from 1997 that I showed you at the beginning of this video. And then let's go down the legs. Take a look at these details. Here we've got the claws, and during the unboxing and setup process I unfortunately broke 3 of them because they are the same material like the teeth and the front claws, so they are not very stable, and thankfully I was able to super glue them back on, and you can hardly see anything again. So I'm really glad I was able to repair that, but please do take care when you have to move this that you do not put any weight onto the claws. Here we have the Jurassic Park logo, and this logo is it's not screwed on, it's a loose piece with on the back has the limited edition number. As you can see, mine is number 82, and let me mention that again, this is an officially licensed piece by the Universal Studios, so this is the real deal, the biggest ever T-Rex collectible ever on the market, unless someone decides to make a full body 1:1 scale 45-foot T-Rex available to the general public, although I doubt this will ever happen. Let me show you the tail, which is nicely curved as well until the tip. This is super awesome. I can't stress it enough. Owning a real Tyrannosaurus Rex maquette is one of the most amazing things in movie collectible history. Now I would like to show her from the front as she's staring you down. Take a look at this accurate face. This is perfect. And you know what? There's even a tongue inside, so they even sculpted the inside, even though you cannot see it, but you can feel it if you put your finger in it. But of course, you stick your fingers into a T-Rex's mouth at your very own risk. Let me put that clear. This is again a close shot of the front claws, and even the underside is of course super detailed. Take a look. This is truly the real deal. That's the base. The feet have 2 big metal pegs in them that connect to the base. The base measures around 20 by 25 inches, and the entire maquette measures just about exactly 7 feet long and stands 4 feet tall, so be sure to have enough room if you decide to order this. And what you also have to keep in mind is that this monster weighs 200 pounds, around 90 kilograms, so make sure that the piece of furniture you want to place it onto is stable enough for one of the largest dinosaurs that ever lived and fascinated so many of us around the world until today. And of course, let's look at this beast from the other side as well. I can't get over how beautiful this face sculpt is and how accurate, despite the spots. And I wish the eyes would be a little bit better visible, a little bit more contrast in them, but I think the glass eyes are looking really nice, I have to say. I'll take a look at this detail of the teeth. We got the nose holes as well. Isn't that fantastic? Now let's go across his body, showing the claws again. And what's really fantastic here are the ribs, how you can see them. It's molded very well, very accurate. And there's the some darker paint on her back. And look at this massive legs. And it's got the claws again. Here, again, I'm super happy that I was able to super glue them back on. Pretty much no longer visible where they broke. And again, imagine that this creature really existed. Tyrannosaurus Rex was real. Got the tail. Looks almost a bit shiny, but that's due to the lighting. Close look at the tip of the tail, and then we go back across her back. And again, I really like this section here with the muscles visible. And ending up at the head again. Super awesome. And finally, to give you a better idea about the size of this magnificent beast, I'm going to compare this 5th scale maquette with a few of the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World toys that I have in my collection. And the largest T-Rex toy so far has been the 2018 Super Colossal T-Rex made by Mattel, and I'm going to put her next to Rexy, and you can see, this gives you an idea. The Super Colossal T-Rex measures around 45 inches from the nose back to the tip of its tail, and this was already a super great toy, and still one of the best T-Rex collectibles, even with this statue on the market now. But of course with this one you can really play and carry out T-Rex attack like you saw it on the movie. So But just to give you an idea about the massive size of this 5th scale maquette, this one is roughly, the Super Colossal is roughly half the size. And then let's compare it to an actual human figure. Here we've got the 12-inch Owen figure, also from Mattel. And any 12-inch human figures are basically 1/6 scale, and with the T-Rex being 5th scale, it's slightly out of proportion, but still gives you an idea how tiny an actual human was compared to a real-life T-Rex. So an actual human basically only was about the height of the T-Rex knees, as you can see here, and that's truly fascinating how big a T-Rex really was. This is the epic Roarin T-Rex released by Mattel this year. Also a super great sculpt, of course. Not so much impressive because of its size, but definitely because of its sounds. And why am I demonstrating you this? It would be really cool if this maquette has sounds built in as well, but it unfortunately does not. But well, I could still modify that with a speaker next to it or something like that. That would be the ultimate, if that maquette would emit original T-Rex sounds, although no one really knows how T-Rex sounded like in real life, but I'd say it sounds pretty cool, really, really cool in Jurassic Park. And who knows, maybe that was true for a real-life T-Rex. You never know. You already saw this one at the beginning of the video, but I want to show it to you again. I said this is the 1997 Kenner Thrasher T-Rex toy from the Lost World. Now many of you might think that my small T-Rex toys are no longer interesting to me since I have the big ones, so why should I care about the small ones? Well, that is completely wrong, because take a close look. The small T-Rex toys, the actual T-Rexes that were meant for playing, a children's toy and as an adult's collectible alike, they are just as great, even though they are not as large. Because take a close look at the design of the Thrasher T-Rex and compare it to this maquette behind it. You can see that they used data from the original Stan Winston maquettes for the official toys as well, because the Thrasher T-Rex has very good proportions, and the design of the head and face is surprisingly very, very similar to the original maquette, and of course to the Chronicle Collectibles maquette as well. So I'm definitely not doing away with any of my smaller Jurassic Park and Jurassic World dinosaur toys, because with this one I can play out these dinosaur attacks that have fascinated me so much as a child, and these toys are childhood memories to me, because I remember very well when I was in elementary school, and each and every boy of my class just had to have a dinosaur figure as big and as accurate as possible. I went to school during the 90s, and of course pretty much each and every boy was a huge dinosaur fan, including me, and that's why I still keep these toys until today. And I actually really still play with them every now and then. And I would recreate the movie scenes that I still admire so much until this day. But what fascinates me the most about T-Rex isn't just the whole cinematography and the Jurassic franchise and everything, but T-Rex wasn't simply a creation out of Steven Spielberg's mind. It wasn't just a science fiction monster. Tyrannosaurus Rex was real. This creature here really roamed our Earth. Can you imagine that? At a size ×5 bigger than this maquette, a real-life T-Rex stood about 12 foot tall and was over 40 foot long and weighed about 7 tons. And that is deeply fascinating to me. How was such a creature, like I have it here in my hands or here beside me, how was this creature able to survive? How was it able to even move forward? And how did it live? How did it hunt and everything? What was his diet for? And this is all really, really fascinating to me, just as it is fascinating to most of today's kids. And I'm so happy that the Jurassic franchise is gaining traction again, and I'm sure we will see many, many more cool toys that reference the classic movies, but also the new ones that are now on the market from the Jurassic World series, and the third one's coming up next year. I'm really looking forward to that. So dinosaurs are really something very fascinating to a lot of people, and I perfectly understand that. So yeah, that was about it. Some final words about my most expensive and biggest collectible ever in my collection, the Chronicle Collectibles full body 5th scale Tyrannosaurus Rex maquette. You can get it on the Chronicle Collectibles website if you are in the US for a price of $4,499. They give you $500 off if you are able to pick it up at their Dallas, Texas office. They still have a couple of them left. They are limited to 100 pieces worldwide, and I have number 82, so they must have less than 20 of them left. And as said, if you are outside of the US, you can contact Chronicle Collectibles as well, and they will help you out finding an international distributor. And I'm going to put the link to this maquette on the Chronicle Collectibles website in the description of the video below. The one word about shipping of this maquette. It will arrive on a customized wooden pallet packaged in a cardboard box that's 7 by 4 foot and roughly around 2 foot wide. So you can fit it through any door, but still it's best if you have about 2 to 3 people with you, helping you moving it to its final place and setting it up. And as said, a word of warning, make sure that you do not put any weight on the hand claws or foot claws. These easily break. Also make sure that you do not touch the teeth, because they are also rather, they're somewhat delicate, and they're also, I noticed they're also a bit sharp, like a real T-Rex tooth has to be. And other than that, if you have a couple people with you that will help you setting it up, you will have no problem. And as always, I'd like to hear from you. what were your earliest Jurassic Park memories? What was your favorite dinosaur? Do you have any special story to share with me, or do you own any of the original official toys of the Jurassic Park movies? I would really love to hear from you and connect with other Jurassic Park fans as always. And I hope you like this special episode of Kitwana's Toys with a truly special collectible, the most special collectible ever that I will ever own, the famous Tyrannosaurus Rex as we saw it in Jurassic Park, and all love it and fear it so much. So that was it for today's episode of Kitwana's Toys, and I'll see you next weekend with a smaller collectible, of course, and a smaller toy. Goodbye!